And as a customer, things just get more and more confusing. We get offered multiple channels to interact with. Could that be over voice? Could it be over video? Could it be over messaging? And while you're contacting, like in this example, this lady here, maybe on a voice interaction into the contact center, put on hold to listen to endless Ed Sheeran. That's the worst thing ever, isn't it? Endless Ed Sheeran. Listen to endless Ed Sheeran on hold, when all you want to do is be listened to and helped. So what we've tried to do here when we've built our products and services is think about these typical kind of interactions. How can I come off that phone call, move it back to a messaging service, maybe book somebody to call me back at a time that's relevant to me, and even be more predictive? If you have your customer data right, you might understand that this lady does have 2 children in kindergarten that need picking up at 1600 hours. So why are we putting her on hold for 10 minutes listening to Ed Sheeran? It just doesn't make sense. And this is exactly why we need to be bringing AI into the equation. And what we're doing here at Zoom is bringing AI front and center of customer experience. And why are we doing that? Because it allows us to really build that personalization, which is so important for customers, and unlock that agent capability so they're bringing your brand to life. So let's have a quick look at the platform. This is quite interesting because you can see here we've got a kind of like a closed loop process of how we're bringing the Zoom CX suite together. And I apologize profusely if this is a product pitch, by the way. I'm not a sales guy at all. I just really, really love helping people. But I want to explain to you about what we're doing as far as a typical contact center implementation and consultancy that we have with our customers now. First of all, we talk to them around ROI, and we talk to them around time to market. When I was at HSBC, I led the conversational design team. There's probably about 80 or so people working mostly offshore, delivering kind of like first-generation chatbot services to HSBC across 13, 14 different countries. 82 people doing that role, okay? The vast majority of that role was building training phrases. It's probably, you look at that now, it was quite exciting at the time, but it's a little bit soul-destroying building training phrases now, I would say. Because what we can do in Zoom is that I can use generative AI to do the heavy lifting as far as training phase and contact center is concerned. So I had a customer probably about 2 months ago in Holland who was struggling with this. And I explained to him, oh, we can use generative AI. We can build you kind of 25, 30 training phrases really quick and get them into production for you and get that messaging service or that prompt, the agent prompt stuff working for you. He said he didn't believe me. I don't believe you was kind of like the number one objection. So alongside the amazing engineering team that I'm proud to work alongside, we put in a single training phrase, or actually in plain natural language, these people are like an HR payroll company. I'd like to manage my payroll or my pay slip into our prompt generation, and had him a chatbot up and running in 5 minutes. So I delivered HSBC chatbot probably around, I'd say 6 or 7 years ago now, in version 1 tech with 82 people. And we can now do prompt generation with one person in multiple languages and get a chatbot up and running in 5 minutes. That's incredible, absolutely incredible. But the beauty of this is that it's not just around build, it's around run. And again, a really, really important insight and takeaway, hopefully, that you guys are getting from the session today, is in my contact center of the future, I need to have the team of people who can help me understand those insights under the hood around what my customers and what my agents are saying. Using those insights to A/B test, using those insights to check if a product launch has gone well, using those insights to understand if there's been an incident somewhere that needs some attention. These are things that we can do right here, right now. But it predicates itself on bringing your employees with you. Exactly what Nick was talking around. Because the tech will do the heavy lifting. The tech will do the prompt generation. The tech will get you to unbelievably having a working chatbot in 5 minutes. But it's what you do with it that matters. And another thing that we've also seen about being really, really important is the human in the loop. You get hallucinations. Potentially get hallucinations. You sometimes get insensitivity within bots, where something that's being presented or something that's being shown to a customer might be wide off the mark. So having the ability to keep the human in the loop where applicable and understanding where a human is relevant within a conversation is also really, really important. And amazingly at Zoom, we're good to do this because of the insights and expertise that we've grown up with meetings. We're able to take real-time information and process that real-time information in a smart way. So, for example, if you do need to have a human for whatever use case that is, there's somebody there waiting for you who understands the context of your journey. And how are we doing it? Well, we thought we needed to be a bit smarter around AI and the usage of AI. It's quite frightening to, again, see Nick's. I think I'm going to have nightmares tonight of Terminator riding a lion or something after seeing those pictures. I was like, Gen AI overload. It's not just about ChatGPT. That's a publicly available model. As industry people here, we need to educate leaders going forward around what AI adoption actually looks like. It's so important to understand that it's only as good as the model that you're training or the data sets that you're using. So at Zoom, we decided to take a federated approach to our AI. We have our own LLMs, our own SLMs actually, depending on the use case. We federate with OpenAI. We federate with a really cool company on the West Coast, Silicon Valley, called Anthropic. Go look them up, they're super cool. And we give customers an option to bring their own models and bring their own use cases, okay? What might be terminology in HSBC language, like Premier, which is like a name of a bank account or a brand, might mean something completely different in a healthcare use case. So again, we're really championing the federated and bring your own model approach to AI because we want this to work. We don't want people to feel with the way that they did with those initial cloud implementations where things were kind of great, people saw they could save money by moving to the cloud, and things didn't quite work as well as they thought it would be. Or the initial versions of chatbots, which kind of got the answer or the intent completely wrong. Let's do this in a really open way where people understand actually what you are implementing and the impact of that. And this is a really interesting statistic. Around multiple channels, we're seeing that the vast majority, almost 9 out of 10 of customer service journeys start in self-service, okay? And it might be a self-service journey where you've made an inbound voice call, where you're interacting with a voice IVR, where you're trying to drive some self-service. It could be a customer journey that, again, is talking via a mobile app, looking for the frequently asked questions, or trying to drive a fulfillment journey. The key is, how do we build and broker all of these channels so they can work together with the same data, have the intelligence to offer this customer a video conversation if they wish to do so, or the option to do something a little bit more differently. Let's think about where self-service works and, again, drive that personalization. And why are we doing that? We want to give people a choice. And you, as business people and as people who are responsible for your brand, surely if we're giving people flexibility, we're offering them channels that are pertinent and relevant to them with empowered staff that have the tools and information at their fingertips, and they're motivated to bring their brand to life. Surely that's a recipe for success, and a recipe to not be homogenized and boring and dull, but something that's really going to help you bring your brand to life.